Watch this video to learn how to play Mexican jumping beans from Piano Adventures Level 1 lesson book. You will also find an introduction to staccato playing here. This is Mexican jumping beans. You'll find it on page 14 of your Level 1 lesson book. What I'd like to do is call your attention to the top of the page, where it introduces something brand new to us, staccato. Let's talk more about staccato. This is how you spell the word staccato. Let's practice saying it together. Staccato. Can you say it with me? Staccato. And faster. Staccato. Staccato is a word that describes a sound in music. It also describes a specific kind of articulation on the piano. Articulation means the way that we touch the instrument to make sound. When you listen to staccato in music, it sounds short, crisp, and bouncy. Staccato sounds are detached from each other. Another way to say that is that they're disconnected and separated from the notes that come around them. Let's listen to some staccato. Do you hear that super short, bouncy sound? We can say that that short, bouncy sound is the opposite of legato. That's right. Staccato and legato are opposites. Staccato sounds short, detached, crisp, bouncy. Legato sounds smooth, connected, flowy, sticky. So how do we play staccato? We play staccato by quickly pushing up off the key, almost like we're jumping. We use a really loose wrist to do it, and those notes just jump right off of the keys. In fact, you can imagine that the keyboard is a trampoline, and your fingers, they are the bouncing people. You want to make sure that you're bouncing up off the keys instead of down into the keys. That's how we get that really short, crisp sound. We jump up, up, and up. It's how high you let your fingers jump that controls the dynamics for the staccatos. If you bounce a little bit higher, you will have louder staccatos. And if you want very quiet staccatos, you should stay right on top of the keys so that your fingers are still touching them even as you do your jump. Now, we never want to jump super high off of the piano. We're always going to stay within a few inches, even for our loudest, most dramatic staccatos. You might be thinking, that's great, Miss Sana, but how do I know when I'm supposed to play staccato? Well, this is how. The staccato mark. You will play staccato when you see a dot that's either right below the note head or right above the note head, depending on which way the note is facing. So when you see the dot above or below, you know it's time to bounce. Remember, a dot that goes to the side of a note means something different. That changes the length of the note. It has to be above or below to be staccato. That's enough talking. It is time for us to try playing some staccato notes. Are you at your piano or keyboard? If you're not, go ahead and walk over to it, and we're going to try playing some staccato notes. Okay, so we're going to practice making staccatos on the piano. And one thing that I want to remind you before we do this is that to make a staccato, we lift off the key. So we don't want our motion to go down. This is how we play the piano other times, down. And if we try to do a staccato down, it doesn't sound the same as if we go up. We want to lift. Can you practice that with me? Go ahead and choose any key on the piano, and we're going to lift up. 1, 2, 3, lift. Let's do it again. Great. Now let's do 4 in a row. 1, 2, ready, go. Lift, 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 lift. Great. Now one more thing I want to try is doing staccatos going up the keyboard. You can start anywhere. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Are you lifting? Great. Now let's jump back to the page in our lesson book and get ready to play this piece by looking at some of the specific details. Look on this page and see if you can see any staccato marks. If you follow my yellow markings, you will find all of them. That's right, every single note in this piece is staccato. The time signature for this piece is 4/4, which means that there will be 4 beats in every single measure. And can you name the starting note in each line? For the right hand, the starting note is C, and for the left hand, it's G. Mexican jumping beans is in C scale position. Your right hand will be based at middle C and your left hand on bass C. The dynamic marking for this piece is piano, which means it should be played softly. Now, do you remember how to play staccato notes softly? Staccatos will be soft if we keep your fingers close to the keys. So as you move up with each note, make sure that your fingers do not travel far. Keep them right on the key. Let's do one more thing before we begin and circle all of the repeating notes. I'd like to call your attention as well to the bean that is jumping up above the end of the last measure of music. This bean tells you that at the very end of the song, you will want to play the highest C on the piano, which is the last note on the keys. So we're going to put your right hand on middle C, your left hand on bass C. Now, line 1 is primarily for the right hand. The right hand's going to go up the C5 finger scale, and then back down. You can see there's a few other things that are happening there. Let's break this into 2 measure sections. So in the first 2 measures, your right hand goes up. We have to remember that everything in this piece is a quiet staccato. So we're going to be jumping up off the keys, not pushing down, and we're going to keep our fingers very close to the keys instead of doing a big jump. When we keep our fingers close to the keys, then it's quiet. The first 2 measures go up the C5 finger scale with your right hand, play 2 G's at the top, and then your left thumb. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go. C, up, 2 G's, left G. Great. The next 2 measures, you're going to start at the top with your treble G, and you're going to go down to C, and then your left hand goes G, C, which is thumb, pinky. Let's try these 2 measures together. We're starting at the top. 1, 2, ready, go. G, down, left thumb, pinky. We're going to put the whole line together now. 1, 2, ready, go. C, go up, 2 G's at the top, left G, start at G, go down, 1, 5. That's the first line. Now we're going to look at line 2, which is primarily for the left hand. And once again, we're doing a 5 finger scale going up and then back down. Okay, so for this one, we have to remember that we're going to be jumping up. So we want to go up off the keys, not down into the keys. And we're going to be quiet. So we're going to keep our fingers very close every time. Beginning with the first 2 measures, the left hand's going to go up the scale, push 2 G's at the top, and then it's your right thumb. Let's try that together. 1, 2, ready, go. C, go up, 2 G's, middle C. Good. In the last 2 measures, we start at G and we jump all the way down to 2 C's. And then your right hand's going to play the highest C on the piano, which is the very top note. And I'll show you that at the very end to make sure you know where to go. Let's go ahead and do those last 2 measures together. So we're starting at G. 1, 2, ready, go. G, down, 2 C's. Right hand will play the very top note of the piano. Okay, let's take a look really closely at where that right hand goes. In the last 2 measures of the song, your left hand is going down like this. Your right hand is going to go all the way up the piano and play this note here. And yes, it's the very top note of the piano. Okay, let's play this all the way through. This is not a song that we're going to play fast because we really need to concentrate on those jumps being very short and crisp. If we go fast, they're going to get muddy. 1, 2, ready, go. C, go up, left thumb, down. G, C, now left, up, middle C, down. 2 C's, last note on the piano.